Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order with the Ridgeville Board of Education meeting, March 19th at 6 p.m. If we could all stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Ms. Jensen?
Here.
Ms. McCarthy? Ms. Saxon?
Here.
Mr. Muir?
Here.
Mr. Vaca? Here.
We now move to the finalization of the agenda.
Madam Vice President, we have one change to the agenda. There is no need for an executive session this evening, and we can adjourn after our regular session.
Thank you. Moving on to the approval of minutes. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the video transcribed meeting minutes for February 19th, 2019. Further, it is recommended that a written summary of the special and regular meeting minutes for the meetings on February 5th, 2019 and February 19th, 2019 be approved. Moved by Mrs. Tamura, seconded by Mr. Vaca. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Muir?
Yes.
Mr. Vaca? Yes. Ms. Jensen?
Yes.
Ms. Saxon?
Yes. Moving on to our superintendent and treasurer's report. Mrs. Francie Casario.
Thank you very much. As always, we have some pretty special students to recognize this evening, and we are going to start with Mrs. Vance at the Early Childhood Learning Community.
Good evening. It is with great pleasure that I have the opportunity this evening to introduce Miriam Mohammed. Miriam, can you wave? Miriam is in Mrs. Browning's full-day classroom in our kindergarten program. And Mrs. Browning says that Miriam is a hard worker and comes to school every day ready to learn. She's always willing to help her peers, and she is an excellent role model and demonstrates all the Ranger Strong categories. Miriam always greets every student and principal, right, with a smile. Way to go, Miriam. Congratulations. And our other student of the month, Weston, could not be here this evening, so I'd like to introduce Mr. Efron from Liberty.
All right, we have a very special student of the month. My name is Mitch Heffern. I'm the principal of Liberty. I'd like to introduce Nolan Moore. And when I spoke with him, he told me that he loves to play with Legos and build puzzles, which every student of the month sounds like that's what they should be doing. He loves playing games with his family. He had a great time going to Great Wolf Lodge, Mom and Dad. And he likes helping kids. Because I asked him, why do you think you were student of the month? And he says, well, I like helping kids, and that's a great trait. So maybe you could be doing something as a professional and helping people. Mrs. Sanfilippo nominated Nolan, and here's what she had to say about him. Nolan is such a wonderful student. He's a great friend to all and is always willing to help others. He's really doing a great job in reading and is passing all of his AR quizzes. Keep up the super work. We are proud to have you on our team. Excellent job, Nolan. Our other student of the month was not able to attend, so I'm going to see if she can attend the next one. But it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Plankner from NREC.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Greg Plantner, the principal of 3rd and 4th grade here at the Academic Center. And it is my pleasure to introduce two of our outstanding young ladies who are with us in 3rd and 4th grade. Our first student of the month is Cameron Stewart. Cameron is over here in the pink. She is from our yellow studio, and she is in Ms. Rashed's homeroom. This is what her teachers had to say about Cameron. The yellow studio selected Cameron Stewart as our student of the month because Cameron is a caring, respectful, and hardworking individual. She demonstrates many of the Ranger Strong qualities and is a great role model to her peers. Cameron is always prepared for class. She comes with a positive attitude and is eager to learn. She puts in a great deal of effort into her schoolwork, and as a result, her academic performance continues to improve as the year progresses. Additionally, Cameron is always willing to help her classmates and her teachers. We are proud and thankful to have Cameron in our studio. Congratulations. Our next student of the month is Caitlin O'Meara, directly to my right. Caitlin is in the purple studio, and she is in Mrs. Clapham's home. This is what her teachers had to say about Caitlin. The purple studio would like to nominate Caitlin O'Meara as the student of the month for demonstrating ownership in the classroom. Katie takes responsibility for her learning and shows a sincere dedication to meeting her goals. Katie takes pride in her work and always asks for help when she needs it. She is responsible when it comes to her homework, math facts, and her reading log. Katie works hard to meet her AR and math goals each month and takes the extra time to practice when she needs it. Katie is an awesome example of Ranger Strong behavior and effort. Congratulations. Next, I'd like to introduce Mrs. Armbruster, the principal of 5th through 8th grade here at the Academic Center.
Good evening, I'm Lee Armbruster, and I'm very proud to be here as the principal of the Academic Center 5 through 8. We have one student a month that also wasn't able to make it tonight, Alina, and hopefully she'll be able to be here next time. But we have Sergio and Melinda is here. This month we had our technology teachers, Ms. Rambo and Ms. Castrogano. They picked our students of the month, and they were very proud to pick Sergio. I do have to tell a story that when we called him down to the office to call him, he was a little nervous. And then he wanted to call his mom and tell her that he had gotten in a fight. He was extremely disappointed when she didn't pick up. So, and she didn't, the minute we tried to tell her that, she did not believe us at all. Anyway, Ralph, this is a wonderful write-up that your teachers wrote, Ms. Castrogano and Ms. Rambo. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said that character is higher than intellect. A great soul will be strong to live as well as strong to think. Sergio is fortunate, for he possesses strength in both and exemplifies the characteristics of Ranger Strong. Sergio is an honorable and responsible young man. Sergio is always prepared, asking questions and being considerate of others. Sergio is an excellent example for his peers and is a great peer leader. He knows when to show his strength and when it's time to allow others to shine. Sergio truly wants the best for his classmates and himself. He is able to admit if he is wrong, and he is then able to learn something new. It has been a pleasure to have Sergio as a student and to watch as he has evolved into a fine young man. This young man will go far in life as he chooses. It will be exciting to see what he will do and able to accomplish in his life. Congratulations, Sergio. Now I'd like to introduce Ms. Durkin from the High Tech Academy.
Good evening. I am pleased to be here today with two of our learners from High Tech Academy. We have a 7th grader, Xavier Compton, and an 8th grade learner, Brielle Martin. This month we were focusing on ownership for our Ranger Strong characteristic, and this is what Xavier's coaches had to say about him. Xavier is being recognized by his classmates and teachers for exemplifying the Ranger Strong trait of ownership. During the second trimester, Xavier played on the 7th grade basketball team for North Ridgeville. During this time, he made sure that he completed all of his assignments in a timely manner and put forth tremendous effort in the classroom. Xavier continues to push himself in all areas, especially math. He challenges himself to solve complex problems. He is always willing to push himself to push himself into more rigorous problems and does not give up easily. Xavier is an excellent teammate when he completes projects, and he ensures that the team is on track and helps others along the way. He is respected by his peers for being a leader. Thank you, Xavier. And Brielle Martin. Brielle is a perfect example of ownership. She is always on top of her schoolwork and acts as a leader in groups. She never has missing work and always asks questions to ensure she's on top of all her schoolwork. Keep up the great work, Brielle. From your school.
Before I get started, I'd like to thank Big Frog Custom T-Shirts. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and More is a business owned by Kathy Kingsley, the parent of North Ridgeville students. Big Frog has donated a free T-shirt to each of our students of the month, and they've done this for a couple years now. Big Frog is located in Avon Commons, and I'd like to thank them for supporting our students. We have 2 students of the month at North Ridgeville High School, and they are both seniors. And this, I haven't told them this, but I look at these 2 as kind of Lifetime Achievement Awards. For 4 years, they have been awesome, exceptional kids, and I couldn't be more excited that on the last opportunity to be Student of the Month, their senior year, they were nominated. So I'm going to start with Haley, directed to my right. Haley Abels was nominated by Mrs. Miller, who is our vocal music instructor. When Haley grows up, she would like to be a chemical engineer and plans to study chemical engineering at Cleveland State. Her favorite classes are calculus and spectrum, which is our show choir. Busy kid, involved in cheerleading, softball, key club, National Honor Society, prom committee, student council, and spectrum. Mrs. Miller wrote, Haley is our a cappella president and spectrum dance captain at North Ridgeville High School. She creates, adapts, and teaches choreography to both ensembles, and she serves as student director for our annual Pops concert in May. She is driven and she is an exemplary student in both leadership and service. She is positive, hardworking, and a delight to work with each day. So congratulations, Haley. Our other student of the month for March is Jenna Jan. Jen is also a senior. Jenna, you did set a new record. She was nominated by 4 different teachers. That is, the previous record was 2. It didn't happen very often, but I'll talk about who nominated her in a second. When she is planning to attend BYU, Idaho, and study early childhood and special education. She'd like to be a teacher, and her favorite classes are yearbook and English. Also a busy kid. She's involved in dance, Sparkle Cheer, yearbook, spectrum, prom committee, Leo's Club, and Spanish Club. So there's 3 different groups. Mrs. Gaudino and Mrs. Fox are in charge of the Sparkle cheerleaders, and they said about Jenna, she is one of the students responsible for transforming the Sparkle program with her involvement as captain. She consistently exhibits patience, kindness, and dedication to not just Sparkle members, but other students throughout the building. Jenna organizes each practice, game, and other team activities. She leads by example and is always full of energy and enthusiasm. Mrs. Barron is the student council advisor of prom committee and student council. So Mrs. Barron wrote, Jenna always goes above and beyond for prom committee and student council. We had extra boxes of chocolate to sell for our fundraiser, and Jenna is currently on her 5th box of chocolates. Everyone else only sold 2. So, and if you see your smile, you can't say no to her. Jenna is always kind to others and willing to lend a helping hand. She's truly a model student. And Mrs. Valera wrote, she is kind, compassionate, always smiling, and one of the most genuine students I've had the pleasure of teaching. North Ridgeville High School has been lucky to have Jenna as a ranger. So congratulations, Jenna.
We have one more student to recognize this evening, so I would like to reintroduce Ms. Heffron from Liberty.
All right, I'm back. All right, it's my pleasure to introduce Leah Starkweather. Go ahead and wave, Leah. When I met with her, she loves horseback riding and dance. What's that? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Were you a student of the month?
I thought you said Mia when you...
No. That's embarrassing. Sorry.
Also an honor.
Yes, she could be student of the month. She's in our studio. She's awesome.
So the next part of our report is the staff recognition for March. But before we move to that, I do notice that there are a lot of staff members here tonight who either nominated a staff member or nominated one of these awesome students. So staff members, if you're in the audience, could you please stand to be recognized? That is pretty fantastic. Lots of support, and I appreciate all that you do to recognize not only each other, but the students and the work they do every day. Now I would like to introduce Mr. Keith Ahern, who will present to us our staff members of the month of March.
All right, good evening. So on behalf of the Board of Education, it's my privilege to recognize two staff members, one certified and one support staff for the month of March. Staff recognition candidates are nominated by their peers for their contributions to the North Ridgeville City Schools community and the significant impact that they have on students and the families here. The first person I'd like to invite up here is Rosemary Marshall. Rosemary Marshall is a paraprofessional. She's been with the district since 2007, and she's at the high school. Rosemary has spent the majority of her time working at the high school. She assists with arrival and dismissal of students and during lunch periods. Rosemary is also helpful working in our intensive needs classroom when needed. Her passion for students is evident in her work ethic. One of her many nominators wrote, "Rosemary is always very welcoming and friendly. She knows every student and adult's name and remembers something special about their life. Rosemary does a fantastic job monitoring the halls and making sure students are following the rules. She sincerely cares for everyone in the building and makes the high school a happier place." Congratulations to Rosemary. The next staff member that I'd like to recognize is Alyssa Rosetta, a third grade teacher at the Academic Center 3-4. Alyssa goes above and beyond, not only in her classroom, but with her colleagues as well. She never hesitates to share best practices, offer any educational tools she has to borrow, or engage in meaningful discussions on how to ensure student success. She puts in much time and effort in her classroom in preparing our grade level meetings. She does so much more than what's asked of her. Alyssa is the third grade level chair this year. There are many new programs the district has adopted this year in third grade. With the new ELA framework, Daily 5, she's been an example on how to execute the district's vision in its implementation. Alyssa, a grade level chair, has provided training, professional development to staff on how to implement these programs. She's done all of this without any complaints. Alyssa always listens and troubleshoots all of her team's problems. Alyssa is very deserving of being recognized as the staff member of the month. Congratulations. Saxon would like to recognize Ms. Marshall.
Our next recognition is a pretty special recognition in that we had a staff and student body who went out to raise money to help a dog in need. So I'd like to introduce Lee Armbruster and Greg Plantner, who are going to tell us a little bit more about this dog and the needs.
Good evening, everybody. I'm going to call up a couple additional people, if that's all right. Ms. Dunnigan and Mrs. Schaefer are the student council advisors for our 3rd through 8th grade students here at the Academic Center. And Mrs. Nikki Roth is one of our counselors, and she is also one of the student council advisors. So if they could come on up. And I'm going to also ask Mr. Greg Willie to come on up, and I believe that he's brought a little friend with him as well. Mr. Willie is the director of the Friendship AP Health here in Lorain County, and he worked with our student council and with our students on the fundraiser that we did as part of our charity. So Mrs. Roth was going to say a couple words and talk to you a little bit more about what our students did.
Sure, good evening. So back in December, we hold our 3rd through 8th grade student council reps, and we asked them to vote on a charity that they would like to do a donation drive for in the month of February. Overwhelming support came in for the APL, so I reached out to Greg, and you know, students initially wanted to do dog food, toys, those kinds of things, and he said, you know, what we really need is money, so if you wouldn't mind just doing a cash, you know, kind of drive. So we paired it with a spirit week, so we did dollar donations each day, kind of made up some fun animals-themed spirit days. It was a 3-day drive, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and as you can see, it was a very, very successful drive here in 3rd through 8th grade. So I would like Mr. Willie just to speak to what this large donation is going to support, or what it has already supported.
So we started, when she first reached out to me, I was under the impression that this was going to be a small fundraiser. And I said, you know what would be really great is if we showed the students exactly what this money could actually go and help. And I said, so let's find a specific dog in need that could be benefited by this. And I was thinking this was going to be maybe raise a few $100s. And so I was trying to find something not too dramatic. And we had this dog that came in and it needed surgery on its eye. And the weird turns of fate sometimes are crazy, because the doctor who performed that surgery on this little puppy is actually Dr. Plantner. Related. But anyways, that dog got that surgery, got spayed, got fixed, got ready, and has already found her forever home. She came back, the kids got to name her after the surgery, and they got to see how their money directly impacted an animal. And that surgery cost about $1,200, and that little dog's name is now Q-Tip, which is a little Maltese that got that help. But they raised so much money that they went on to actually perform what is a real miracle. This is Lulu. Lulu actually had a spinal injury, and Lulu, when we got her, could not walk at all. She just dragged her back end all over the place. Because of the extra money that these students went on to raise, just 1 month later, Lulu now has the ability to walk again. She's still a little drunk on her back end that you can see, but what you guys did was actually helped a miracle be performed, and this dog now is going to be able to walk because of all the work that you guys did in collecting the donations. So I cannot thank you enough. So on behalf of everybody at the Friendship APL and on behalf of Q-Tip and Lulu, thank you so much for all you did.
Me again. We have one more staff recognition that was a holdover from February. She was not able to join us, but she just joined us now. So Ms. Randy Muck. Coach Muck received numerous nominations, and they all agree that she's an asset to both Ranger High-Tech Academy and North Ridgeville City Schools. Mrs. Muck is extremely helpful to both her students and the staff at Ranger High-Tech Academy. Randy stands outside in the cold and rain greeting the car riders as they arrive in the morning and sends them home every day with a friendly Buenos tardes. I took French. Recently, if you think I would have practiced. Recently, she provided our learners with the opportunity to exchange digital video messages for other students. Engaging learners in this rich opportunity to interact with others across the globe has afforded them meaningful and authentic application of their newly gained skills in conversational Spanish. Soon she will embark on mission work in the Dominican Republic, where she will share with her new friends tokens created by her 6th grade math classes. Coach Muck is a shining example of professionalism, kindness, growth, and service. Congratulations.
At this time, we will move to announcements. If anyone on the Board of Education or any administrators have any announcements to share, this would be your time.
I have one announcement, Mrs. Jackson. I just want to bring to your attention that the North Ridgeville City Schools is preparing for our future and in desperate need of your input. We have a live survey right now available on our website that will be available through March 31st, and we are seeking your input and your opinions on helping us understand our future in regard to our academics, our facilities, and overall priorities. Again, it is live and online, available on our website. It's also been made available through social media, so please take 5 minutes and fill that out, and please share it as well. We'd like as much input as we can possibly get, and I thank you in advance for your time.
Are there any other announcements?
I would like to, yes, on behalf of the PTA Council, I'd like to thank everyone who came to the dodgeball tournament. It was a fantastic success. It's getting better and better every year. They don't yet have the totals of how much we raised, but Liberty won, not Liberty, I'm sorry. And Gracie, 3-4 won Best Fans, and the high school won the dodgeball tournament. So thank you to all of the members who supported, the teachers who played, and everybody who came out for it.
Any other announcements? Okay.
I know that you said board members only, but I wanted to make an announcement really quickly before all of the recognition people were gone. Would that be okay? Oh. You want me to okay?
Hi, everybody. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Renee Blair. I'm a resident of Ridgeville and also a teacher of high school. I teach science. And if any of you have not seen our Sparkle cheerleaders in action, you should make an effort to go and see them very, very soon. I see a lot of people who are involved in Sparkle in the audience. Ms. Fox is one of the coaches. Hunter and Jenna are both members. If I'm missing anybody who's part of the team, I apologize. But I just wanted to let the board know, because you guys weren't at the last basketball game, the last boys' home basketball game, which was senior night. I think I cried over the Sparkle cheerleaders about 5 times. It was so moving to see how far that they have come, that the Sparkle team, both the inclusive students and the traditionally abled students. And what really struck me the most was when they did their halftime show and they did the cheer, "Are you proud to be a Ranger?" Every single student in that student section stood up, and I've never heard them cheer so loudly as they did for the Sparkle cheerleaders to respond, "Yes, we are proud to be a Ranger." And that was just really moving. So if you haven't had an opportunity to see them in action, you should definitely go to the next event that they're there yet. And then also, I just want to remind you that the survey is anonymous.
Yeah. Well, this time we are going to have a brief intermission where we will take pictures with all of our students of the month and staff members out in the hallway. Call this meeting back to order. Now is the time for the hearing of the public on agenda items. So if you are here and would like to speak on an agenda item, now is the time to step forward to the podium.
One at a time.
All lined up? Seeing none, we will move on to the consent agenda. It is recommended that the Board of Education, I apologize. Okay, I apologize. We are also having a hearing of the public on the rehiring of a retired teacher. That would be Charles Allen Sinsel Jr. So again, if the public has anything to say on the hearing of a retired teacher or on any agenda items, this would be your opportunity now. Seeing none, we will move on to the consent agenda. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the consent agenda resolution as presented on March 5th, 2019. I hereby move to approve the consent agenda resolution as presented on March 5th, 2019.
Second.
Yeah, thank you. Moved by myself, seconded by Mrs. Tamira. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, roll call please.
Ms. Saxon?
Yes.
Ms. Tamura?
Yes.
Ms. Yetsey?
Yes.
Mr. Baca?
Yes.
We will now move on to the finance and audit report. Mr. Baca.
Operating revenues and expenditures continue to track plan amounts for the fiscal year 2019. The Medicaid audit has been completed and submitted. North Ridgeville City Schools will be receiving a refund of $39,550. The City of North Ridgeville City Schools has also received the Auditor of State Award for Excellence in Financial Reporting in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles for fiscal year 2018. I'd like to recognize Mr. Valengo and his staff for once again receiving this. It's an outstanding award that the school district has received, I don't even know how many years now, as many as I've been a board member. So congratulations, Mr. Valengo and the rest of your staff on a job well done again. Here. So I would like to a motion to approve the finance audit report in one reading.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Baca, seconded by Mrs. Tamira. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Baca? Yes. Ms. Tamura?
Yes.
Ms. Yetsey?
Yes.
Ms. Saxon?
Yes. Other board business for human resources, we have some items to consider. There are 15 items in total, 1 certified leave replacement, 1 supplemental contract, 2 support staff appointments, 1 certified staff salary adjustment, 1 support staff contract adjustment, 3 certified leave requests, 2 certified staff resignations, 1 support staff resignation, 1 support staff substitute resignation, and 2 terminations. I request approval of these items on one reading.
Second.
Moved by myself, seconded by Mr. Baca. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Saxon?
Yes?
Mr. Baca?
Yes.
Ms. Yetsey?
Yes.
Ms. Tamura?
Yes.
Now would be the hearing of the public on new items. So if anyone has anything they would like to address the board that is not on the agenda, this would be your opportunity now. Seeing none, it is recommended that the Board of Education adjourn this regular meeting with no action to follow.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Baca, seconded by Mrs. Yetsey. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Baca? Yes. Ms. Yetsey?
Yes.
Ms. Saxon?
Yes.
Ms. Tamura?
Yes.
Thank you and have a good evening, everyone.